The Rise of Kingdoms interview with a content creator series has been extremely popular. And today I'm joined by the one and only King Schmuck to tell you all about him. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms interview with a content creator. Today I am joined by the one and only King Schmuck. Say hello.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, Shappy Gaming, and how you doing, Shappy Gaming fans?
Oh man, I'm doing well. The series went on a little bit of a hiatus. It's been challenging to try and keep these going, but I'm so glad I was able to get you on.
Yep. It's been a while, man. I've been looking forward to some of these videos. That I've actually been keeping up. I've been looking at some of the other content creators that you've been interviewing. So, yeah, I'm one of those fans that's been a bit disappointed that you haven't been uploading those types of videos for a while. So I'm really happy to be a part of it, and I'm really happy that you're doing another episode. And hopefully, you should. I mean, hopefully, you're doing other content creators right now. I don't know how your schedule looks like, but
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, I've got a nice short list. It's been funny since Lilith kicked off like the whole bringing content creation back scene. There are all these other smaller creators that have come up on the scene, you being one of them, and just started resurfacing. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, to be honest, my resurface has been a bit of a weird one because I deleted the channel, or at least I deleted and unlisted most of my videos
Yes.
for a little over 3 years. 3 years, and it was only that email that Lilith has sent off to say that they're doing like a program for the Rise of Kingdoms content creators. So I just decided to kick it up again and see what how far it can get me.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have your channel up here right now and it shows you have 30 videos. I know you definitely had way more than that. So give us a little bit of insight. Who are you? Like, what's your background? How did you end up in the YouTube scene? When did you start ROK? Like, walk me through it.
All right, so I started Rise of Kingdoms a very long time ago. My initial kingdom was 1133. So you can tell how old the account is. I have over 2,000 consecutive logins. So it's been a while. I've been playing for over 5 years, I believe. And I started like many others on the scene, like the OGs, the originals. I started making like guides, how to create farm accounts. You know, back when there wasn't much on the game, back when the only thing that you can do is kill bobs, and to be honest, back then there was no KVK, so a lot of the time the content was very limited. But at the same time, because everybody was a new player, everybody needed guides. So if you had made a guide back in the day, it was amazing because you could get all these players and all of these views helping players out, and everyone was a noob initially. So that's how I initially started. I started making like guides, how to make farm accounts,
Yeah.
which commanders to invest in, just a few things that kicked off the YouTube channel. I didn't, because I know I have this reputation that I'm a drama channel, or I like to make controversial topics. That wasn't my initial plan. It just kind of like landed in my lap because nobody else was doing it, and I just thought, you know what? Let's spice it up a little bit. I mean, Rise of Kingdoms has the least amount of drama in terms of the YouTube scene. I know there's a lot of diplomacy drama in between kingdoms, but nobody covers that stuff. So I just decided, let me just start with that, and yeah, it's been going really well for me.
Yeah, you've exploded. I remember when you came onto the scene, I think you had maybe around 1,000 subscribers, and now you're up over 4. You passed me, so congrats on that. It definitely works, and it's funny
No, thank you.
because the last person I had as part of this series was Bad Piggy, right? The king of drama. But what's interesting is
Oh yeah.
I think where Bad Piggy went wrong is he was so focused on that one narrative, and that worked for him. But as soon as it was over, he was like, "Oh, now what?" And I think you've done a really good job.
Yeah. I was actually one of the fans of Bad Piggy. I think what he was doing was very unique, but it was extremely niche, and he needed to spice it up a bit. It would have been nice for him to overthrow the king and lead his own kingdom, because I know he had a lot of Bad Piggy fans, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened. I think he might have gotten zeroed, and it kind of just like ended there. He could have done more with his account. He had a huge following. I think every video or every post he made, he had over 100 comments. So it's very unfortunate. I was a big fan of Bad Piggy. So yeah, I mean, the way I've been doing it is I'm trying to find sort of unique points where I can discuss, I guess you could say, some controversial topics that not many like to talk about. And yeah, it's like I said, it's been going really well for me, but I don't want to be known. I don't want to have this reputation of being the drama channel, or the channel that brings in all the controversial topics. I kind of just want to sort of go into daily progress videos of my account. Play the game normally. Because right now I've getting lots of messages, especially after that last video. Hey, here's my king. Here's what my king did, and here's what this guy did, and please report this and please report that. And I'm just like, look, guys, I'm more than happy to do some of this stuff, but it's going to be an occasional thing. I don't want to be known for this type of content. It's just not really good for the community, and it's like kind of like a bad look on myself, and it's not the best reputation to have.
Well, I think it's also good because it keeps you from siloing yourself, right? Because I think as a Rise of Kingdoms content creator, we all have our own little niches that we've carved out, right? I do a lot of testing videos, I do guides, I do this kind of content, right, where we do interviews and things like that. But I think everyone has their thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I'm gonna kind of stick to it, but I don't want it to be my main thing. I don't want it to be the main sort of source of King Schmuck videos. Drama. The thing is, I don't want people to be careful around me, if that makes sense. And I'm already having a few people who are just sort of kind of like spreading rumors, saying, "Look, do you want to be careful around him? He'll take a screenshot of the conversation
Oh
and
no.
slap it in a video." Yeah. I like I said, I don't want that to be my reputation. I'm kind of chill, and I'll always ask for like consent in case I ever want to put like a screenshot inside a video or something inside a video.
Right.
So, or I try to get both sides. So yeah, like I said, I don't want that to be my reputation, but unfortunately, it's slowly sort of steering towards that.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I guess the question I would ask is if someone's looking for your channel, right? We have your channel up right now. What kind of content do you
Yep.
really want people to be looking for? Like, if I'm looking at King Schmuck, what should I be looking for?
Entertaining Rise of Kingdoms videos. I always will try to make my videos entertaining, have some good edits. I'm not going to have any sort of guides, unfortunately, because I do have some guides on that channel, but I tried it before. I tried to make guides, and I just really couldn't really I didn't really have the heart to commit to it. It was just too boring for me. So my channel will have a few, drama videos, like in terms of like the Worst Kings series. That would probably be the maximum amount of drama I will have. You're gonna have some random run my kingdom with me, where I guess that could be a guide. That's kind of like me running the kingdom, but then also showing everyone else who hasn't run the kingdom, or who has no experience of being a king, how to be a king, and what's sort of behind the scene. That, and I like to do kill point challenges. I feel like
Yeah, I saw
if
that
I
with your
do,
KVK, your 2 billion kill point in one KVK challenge. That's crazy. I don't know how you thought that was going to work out.
no, I was way too optimistic. So I migrated back to KVK 2, and I thought, you know what? I have enough speed ups. I have enough resources. Let's maybe try to up the stakes. And it was like a marketing move where I basically, because I've done a bit of research on how to sort of get the most and optimize the viewers, or the viewership, and I just looked up, what would be the best way to sort of bring in players into your YouTube channel. And they just say, look, you need to do some type of challenge, and you need to have some type of stake. So my stake was, look, I need to get to 2 bill kill points, which is a very difficult challenge. And then if I don't get to 2 bill kill points, I'm going to lose $100. So people were just kind of like anticipating whether I was gonna lose the $100, even though, you know, it doesn't benefit them in any way, but they were just like sort of excited to see what would happen. So that's why the series also kind of kicked off, because they wanted to see if I was able to do it or not.
Right. You know, next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually have you dump a bucket of ice over your head if you fail the challenges.
Actually, a very good call. I was looking for the next thing. I don't want to be known as, again, the channel that does giveaways, for example.
Exactly.
Not the drama channel, or not the giveaway channel.
It'll be great. You can be the guy. That'll be your face reveal. You'll be like, I failed my challenge. Here's my face reveal. We're dumping a bucket of ice on my head.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I don't think in terms of face reveal, I've had a few people asking me, you know, when I'm gonna do it. Is there like a certain amount of subscriber count that I need to be able to do it? For me, the game is like sort of separate to my personal life, so I don't want to sort of mix the two. The last thing I want is people taking screenshots of my face and like, you know, imagine I make, like, for example, this recent drama I had. Imagine the guy that the king that I basically made a video about. Imagine he just took a picture of my face and was just plastering everywhere, or drawing emojis, or just things like that. I don't really want to get my face involved in the Rise of Kingdoms scene. So
you're gonna give people all sorts of bad ideas. I'm sitting here, my face cam's on, I'm looking all pretty. Next thing I know, there's gonna be all sorts of terrible photos on Facebook. I'm waiting for it.
Actually, what gave me the idea was when I think Chisgul was streaming, and this was before I came back on YouTube. There was a video where Chisgul was streaming, and there was someone that was rallying him, and the guy that was rallying him had Chisgul's picture, and his username was just, let's just say, not the most appeasing username. It was sort of like a disrespectful way to sort of get into Chisgul's head. So after that, I was like, you know what? That will probably be the only thing that will trigger me, and I don't want it to be, you know, the same case.
Totally makes sense. So, how did you find Rise of Kingdoms? Right, you've been playing for 5 years. I've been playing for about 5 years. I started in 1304. You know, how did you find this? Why are you still playing this game 5 years later? I know a lot of people are wondering, especially when we do see such a low retention rate in the game right now. And hopefully that changes with the changes Lilith is making. But like, give us your background here.
Sure. So I joined with a couple of friends initially. I had 2 friends who used to play. They were a lot higher power than I was. And they had already they already established themselves. I think they were about 8 million power. When I joined the game, I joined a newer kingdom, obviously, and I migrated back to their kingdom, and I was obviously behind in terms of power, in terms of everything else. But initially, that's how it started off, and ever since then, I've actually, like, I genuinely fell in love with the game. You know, I had to take out the credit card as soon as I joined. I mean, look, the game does that to you. The game does that to you. As soon as you know, I saw the bundles and I saw that my friends were so ahead, all I wanted to do was catch up, and that's how I was basically hooked into the game. As soon as I started investing a bit of money, I just knew that, you know what, this game is sort of like, if I'm investing that much time into the game, I might as well just keep playing. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've seen an update that has pushed me away too far off, or just makes me say I don't like the game anymore, or I'm too bored of the game. I enjoy every KVK, and every KVK that I have been in. It's just been fun. So yeah, I've been playing for 5 years. I'm not bored of the game. I don't think I'll be bored of the game anytime soon. I know that off season is probably the most boring part of the game, but I genuinely like don't mind it, because I'm working a full-time job, and I think that's needed. You know, some time to cool off, some time to just chill, maybe log into the Alliance chat, have a nice chat with the Alliance. You know, nothing stressful.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I think a misconception a lot of people have is they're like, oh, you're a Rise of Kingdoms content creator. You must be, you know, full-time. You must spend so much time on this. And I get some people in my comments, they're like, Shabby, why don't you upload more? And it's like, I also have a full-time job, and I do play this and do this for fun.
Yeah. No, I get that a lot as well. I get like as soon as I drop this episode 1, literally within the first 3 hours, like 3 different PMs. Hi, when is episode 2 coming? Hey, look, I have this screenshot. Can you drop episode 2 in like tomorrow or something? I was like, no. I can't do this full time. It's not my thing. I just do it as a hobby. I enjoy it. I generally enjoy making videos. And I enjoyed like sort of the feedback I get, the community feedback, and the fan base. I'm growing a fan base, and it's been fun. It's been fun, but
Exactly.
it's definitely not something that I can do 24/7 and make it prioritize over a real life.
100%. Now you are sponsored though now, right?
Yes, only recently I was sponsored from the 1st of August actually, and I mean the sort of the criteria needed, the requirements. I initially had an issue with that because I spend a lot of time editing my videos, so it's not as easy to pump out as videos, as as much videos as possible. And I don't like streaming. Streaming just drains me. If I focus really hard, it takes me about maybe 8 hours to get one video out. Plus a
Yeah.
full-time job, plus a wife, plus kids, plus all that all that real life. It's really difficult. So initially, I didn't really want to get sponsored because I know the criteria would have been really difficult. But I slowly sort of started easing into streaming. And I found that streaming makes it a lot easier. All you have to do is talk to the camera for a few hours, interact with your chat a little bit, and it was fun. I had to put on the mask, but it was fun.
100%. And I think, on that note, everyone drop a like to just show a little bit of appreciation for the effort. And if you haven't already, do go check out King Schmuck's channel and drop that subscribe for him, because it does take a lot of time and effort. And this is much more of a hobby and a passion than something that we feel we have to do. But yeah, no, the streaming is hard. I like never stream. There are certain creators that always stream. I do it occasionally. I think what I tried to do recently was actually have a stream that was structured enough that I could then parse it into other videos or take shorts from it. And I think that's the way to do it. I think if you're really good, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually the strategy that I took. I mean, if you look at my Two Built in KVK1 series, the first video was, I spent, let's say, maybe 2 to 3 days, not 2 to 3 days editing it, but it just took a long time for me to complete the video. And then the rest of the series was just highlights of streams. Do a bit of editing and then highlight the stream, which was, like I said, this was sort of my way into the sponsorship. I thought, you know what, this is actually possible. If I just maybe make 1, 2, or 3 quality videos in that month, and then focus the rest on a bit of streaming and some highlights on the streaming, and that should do it. I should be able to meet the quota.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you've definitely made it happen. I'm super, super happy for you. Very, very well deserved.
Much appreciated, brother. Much appreciated. I mean, you've got the same sort of deal, so we're both in this together.
Yeah. Moving into the game, because I know that's what everyone's really here for, not the personalities. Tell us about, the alliance you're in, the kingdom you're in. I see you're in KVK right now. You are the king of your kingdom. Let's get the lowdown. What's going on right now? What am I looking at?
This is KVK 3. We're in KVK 3 right now. I migrated back to KVK 2 just to have. I genuinely migrated back to quit the game. Actually, I migrated back to have 2 more Crystal Tech free KVKs, and then potentially just sort of slowly lose interest in the game. But then
No way.
when I migrated back, it was one of those, like, because I was with a very nice team in my previous kingdom, and we all sort of started to get, we sort of started to drift away, and we didn't really wanted to commit anymore. But yeah, I just migrated back to, and I thought maybe that was the plan. But when I went into that kingdom, I just saw the activity, and it sort of like brought that spark back. And I just thought, you know what? Let me try this YouTube thing again. And it's been going well. So I'm in KVK 3 right now. We are facing 58, which is currently an extremely, extremely powerful kingdom. For KVK 3, it's probably like the strongest in the region, the strongest in our bracket, and a lot of the guys that we tried to ally with were avoiding allying with us because they didn't want to face 58. So it's a tough matchup, but I think we can pull it off.
Awesome. I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping it all works out. And you know, you've been playing for a long time. Are you Cav primary, Archer primary? Walk us through your marches.
I would say I'm Archer primary. I have almost every Archer except Boudica Prime.
That was
I'm
a good call.
now slowly starting to ease into, yeah, I'm slowly starting to ease into other field marches. So I have a Liu Che, I have Nevsky, Guan Yu. I have some infantry commanders. So my goal is to have 2 infantry, 2 archers, and 1 cav march, and have all 5 legendary sets for those marches, which I currently do.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going for 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, and 1 archer.
Okay, perfect. I wanted to do the 2 cavs, but from just tips and some guys telling me about infantry, apparently infantry gets you better trades. But I don't know about that. It really just depends on the commander. But for KVK 3, I think infantry is the way to go. I think if you have native accounts attacking you, I think the counter damage will do the rest. So you don't need to worry too much about having bad trades in KVK 3.
So let's actually talk about that, right? Because I think you have a unique perspective in that you've migrated back way more recently than anyone I've spoken to. Lilith made a lot of changes to migrating back, and I made a video about it that people got really angry about. So I think, you know, for me, I feel that the problem with it is they've made it so Crystal Tech is a mandate now. You have to spend on it. But from what I've heard from a lot of people is that they don't like that they, you know, that older players like you and me can migrate back and just absolutely noob stomp. So what's your take on this whole situation?
Okay, I have 2 issues. The first issue, I actually made a video on it, and it's called Issues with KVK2 Migration. And I don't know if my video had any influence in some of the changes that they did with KVK2, but my initial issue was that farm accounts could migrate back and take a quota. Actually, farm accounts can just take the quota without having to migrate back. And that was my problem, because a lot of kingdoms, and I don't know if you keep up with KVK2 drama or KVK1 drama, but a lot of kingdoms that finish KVK1, what they try to do is they look at the sort of the strongest kingdom in the region, and what they'll do is they'll try to shut it down and make it have bad migration for Season of Conquest. So what they'll do is they'll have farms in Season of Conquest and take and steal quotas from other big players who basically got accepted, and that way they can kind of like ruin the kingdom's migration plan. Yeah. So that's usually what would happen, and I kind of made like a video just complaining about it. But they did make some changes. They made it so that the farm account has to be a certain power now, and it needs to have 20k gems in its pocket. And if it doesn't migrate back, you lose the 20k gems. So they made some changes, but it's still not good enough. And now with these new changes, I honestly think, and my only issue is that obviously players, and there's a bunch of players who prefer playing KVK 2 and 3 because they don't like Crystal Tech. My only issue is they need a different alternative, or they need to make it so that Crystal Tech is accessible, more accessible, in fact, for free-to-play players, or they need to make like a KVK mode in Season of Conquest where they can play without having to spend Crystal Tech. And maybe because I know that will make Lilith extremely concerned in terms of like the income. Imagine like loads of kingdoms decided to opt in. They could potentially make it so that it's limited. Maybe 50 kingdoms can go in here, or like the Pioneer event, or they can make it so that that particular kingdom can only do it once every
was what I was
6
thinking.
months. I don't know.
There's got to be some way to
like
do
that.
it, right? Or stagger it out so like only 1 in 4 matches, like because today 1 in 4 matches you can have like Tides of War if you wanted to. I think there's got to be something though, right? Like otherwise it's
Definitely.
It's not
Definitely.
fair.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. But at the same time, I do agree with a lot of people's points where they say it is unfair for native players to play with accounts that are really old. You know, they have all the latest commanders. They have all the KVK2 commanders. They've got equipment that are way ahead, and it is unfair in that aspect. And I mean, I'm someone that abused the system twice, where you know
Whoops.
I migrated back. I migrated back twice, and like I said, it is for fun purposes. I have no bad intention. It is for a free Crystal Tech KVK. It's not to go and bully native accounts. At the end of the day, I don't want my kill points to have, my kill point ratio to be lots of T4s and not many T5s. Nobody wants that on their account.
Right.
It is primarily for, good intentions. I don't want to spend too much on the game. I want to have like a nice chill KVK where I'm not spending on Crystal Tech. And a lot of people have that intention, but unfortunately, it does have that side where a lot of the native accounts don't stand a chance. And I think it is costing Lilith money because I've had, and this is twice now in both the times I've migrated, a lot of the native KVK1 guys, the ones who spent lots of money, the Krakens when they were in KVK1, they feel completely useless
That's what I've
when they go up
heard.
against us.
You're a
Yeah, yeah.
Kraken, and you spend 10K on the game, and then you get migrants in that spent less but have been playing
Yeah.
forever, and it's like, well, now what?
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of these guys either quit the game or migrate out, or like they just basically get frustrated because they spent so much money in the game and they were the strongest at some point. Obviously, your ego is a bit inflated when everybody's scared of you in KVK1 and you're the big boss. And as soon as you chat in Lost Kingdom chat, everyone's looking up to you. But then as soon as KVK2 starts, someone who's free to play can just,
Yeah, ruin your day.
wipe the floor with yeah, exactly. So I understand that aspect, and I completely agree with Lilith removing the ability to migrate back. I mean, I'm not against that. I've Arvix, right? I mean, 2489.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, so I had my first KVK2 migration against Arvix and his team. So where I thought I could migrate back and have a nice KVK2 and my account will be kind of strong, I had to go up against Arvix, whose account is like
Oh
on steroids.
no.
Yeah, yeah. So I still felt like a season, like a native account against Arvis's account. So I know how they feel. So if I'm with T5 and I have good commanders and I migrated back and I'm struggling, I can only imagine what the real natives felt when they went up against Arvix in his KVK2. So I can understand that it is frustrating, and a lot of the native whales do end up either quitting or just like getting really frustrated with the game and just they just feel really behind, It just kind of like a slap in the face. They spend all that money just so that, someone who's spent more time in the game comes and just wipe the floor with their commanders.
Totally understand. So let me ask you a question then.
Hmm.
One of my favorite KVKs is KVK3, but I don't want to lead the witness here. What would you say is your favorite KVK style? I think a lot of them have Crystal Tech. I'm not a big fan of them, but they've added a lot of new mechanics to the other KVKs. We've got Strife of the Eight, we've got Heroic Anthem, Desert Conquest, King of the Night. The list goes on and on and on. Do you have a favorite at this point?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I mean, I'm just like you. I really like KVK 3, and the only reason I like KVK 3 is because, and some people might argue against this because they like to fight a lot, and it's really because it gives a lot of the players time to sort of recover, but also have fun at the same time. There isn't much fighting. There isn't like you don't really kill your troops straight away and pass 4 and then kill your troops again and pass 7. And then by the time you get to Kingsland, you have no troops to fight. You only have like 3 or 2 marches left. So I like KVK 3 for that aspect. And the main thing I like KVK 3 for it's because once you kill the barbs, you get these coins which also contribute to your honor points. So that way you can get like lots of honor and you can get lots of rewards from your honor points. I think those are the best aspects of KVK 3. But in terms of favorite in Season of Conquest, it would definitely be Siege of Orleans. I don't know if you've played that mode. That's
Yes.
definitely my favorite. Yeah.
Well, I
And
really
I'm
like
only saying
KVK
that.
3
Yeah,
because
sorry, go on.
the like the KVK tech, right? I think that's such a great mechanic that rewards activity, and if you got a bunch of whales, I believe you can still donate gems and stuff. So it's just
Mhm.
such a good mechanic that I really like. But tell me about Siege of Orleans. Why do you like it?
It's, I mean, it's a newbie answer, but it's because I have lots of KVK2 commanders.
Okay.
And with Siege of Orleans, you can put the abilities of old commanders into new ones. So it makes it, I think it's a much better alternative than having this museum buff that doesn't really, that costs a lot. It doesn't really do much for your commanders. It's just the best way to use the skills of your old commanders to just add them onto some of your newer ones. And I did really well in Siege of Orleans without having like max tech. All I needed to do is, um, let's say there was a Season of Conquest guy without KVK2 commanders or
Mm-hmm.
without certain commanders, but he maxed his tech. But he didn't have, let's say, a specific skill that gave you, I don't know, 30% defense with archers or 30% attack with archers. And I had that. It still gave me that chance
Right.
to do really,
To
really
have
well in
that
the field and
differential.
to do really, really well as Garrison. Yeah, exactly. Like I was doing really well in Garrison with no crystal tech. Like I was like literally, I don't know. I just felt really good and really powerful. I didn't feel like I was so behind because I didn't have max crystal tech in that KVK.
Totally makes sense. Well, we are just rounding it out at this point. Is there anything else you wanted to tell me about or talk about before I let you go?
Um, no, I mean just keep it up with what you're doing. I really like the interview series. Hopefully you got some more in store.
I do.
Yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm really happy to be part of this series, and thank you so much, man. Honestly, I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. This has been amazing. If you guys haven't already, do drop a like on this video and be sure to go subscribe to King Schmuck's channel. I'll have a nice little card probably above me. Click that, go check him out. And thank you so much for coming on to the channel, King Schmuck. Would you like to do the outro with me? Have you got it figured out yet?
What's the outro?
1, 2, 3. Shappy out.
Shap it out.